Hey guys, Flegg here from Ethical Property Partners, the place where we help you to earn annual returns on your portfolio on a monthly basis. So, I'm going to talk to you today about something that I've recognised in successful property investors. There's two things that I've recognised. The first is they seem to be really upbeat. And it sounds a bit woolly, and you might think, well, you know, my life's not going great, so how do you expect me to be upbeat about it, Frank? But you know what? I've met people who have been going through really tough times, and they still seem to be able to have a smile on their face. They might be going through legal action, they might be being repossessed on stuff, but they always seem to bounce back, and they always seem to be happy in the moment. So you might be having a beer with them and they're having a laugh, or they're being grateful about their health or their family, even though they've got this hard thing going on in their lives or this hard thing going on in their business. And often they'll be happy about small stuff. They'll be happy about the fact that their kid's giving them a big cuddle when they come out of school, or they'll be so grateful that they left 5 minutes late but there wasn't a traffic jam so they got somewhere on time, or a stranger gave them a parking ticket so that they didn't have to put £1 in the machine, or whatever it is. They find the joy in the moment. And you might think, Frank, why on earth are you banging on about this when, you know, I've come to learn about property investing? But I think that the reason those people are more successful, and you often see them in other areas of the life as well, not just in property investing, the reason those people are successful is because that culture is very contagious. People want to be around happy people. People want to be around positive people. And so when you're talking to your leaflet delivery company, or you're talking to your lawyer, or you're talking to your architect, if you're bubbly, if you're upbeat, if you're having a laugh, if you can crack them up with a joke or two, or if you can laugh together over something, they're going to want to please you. They're going to want to spend time with you. And it's the same if it's an investor. It's the same if it's a vendor who's wanting to do a deal with you. If they like you, they're far more likely to do business with you. It's the old adage, like, know, trust. And so I think that happy demeanour is really important in business. And my first business was called Happy Homes, for example, and it had a big picture of a happy house on it. And so I used to go around with a big smile on my face, because I figured I can't have happy homes and be a sad, depressed bloke. So that's the first thing I've noticed. People are really upbeat. Successful investors seem to be upbeat and happy. Not always, there are exceptions, but largely. The second thing that I've noticed is they seem to be self-aware. Now, again, you might think, Frank, this is nothing to do with property. I think it's everything to do with property. Mindset, approach is critical, absolutely critical. Because, well, the old urban myth is that someone who wins the lottery is more likely to go bankrupt after they've won the lottery. Yet, a successful entrepreneur who loses everything and goes bankrupt often will make it all back in a very short period of time, often faster than they did the first time, because they've learnt lessons. And so for me, I think that level of self-awareness is absolutely critical. Now, how do you get it? And what is it? What does self-awareness mean? Well, it means recognising, to me it means recognising when you're being unreasonable. Some people I've come across, they pick fights with lawyers, they pick fights with architects. They're all really quick to have a go at someone. But the problem is they're missing the point, they're missing the big picture. And so for me, being self-aware means recognising when you're tired, recognising when you're a bit emotional, recognising when you're angry, recognising when you've dropped the ball and made a mistake. And if you can do that, if you can be self-aware enough to recognise when you're not firing on all cylinders, you've perhaps stuffed up, you're far more likely to admit that to yourself, admit that to others, and then they're far more likely to cut you some slack and be a bit more gracious with you. And that ability to see when you're trying to be too ambitious, when you're trying to bite off more than you can chew, when you're in danger of upsetting someone because you've not acted in a situation as well as you could do. That ability, that self-awareness is so valuable. Now you might be thinking, well, how can I build that? I don't think I'm very self-aware, or maybe you do think you're self-aware but you'd like to get better. How can you improve on that? Well, my tip is a really simple one. It's write a diary. Write a diary every single evening. Sit yourself down, nice journal of some kind, cup of tea, and just spend 10 minutes every night reviewing your day. What did you do well? What did you not do so well? What did you expect to go one way and it actually went a different way? What were you grateful for during the day? And what were your wins during the day? And if you get used to writing that down, if you get used to, in the cold light of day, analysing your performance, because it is your performance, right? If a meeting goes really well, I had a meeting last night with a prospective business partner. We spent 2.25 hours together. It exceeded all of my expectations. I thought there was a chance of me doing some consultancy. Actually, we've agreed we're going to do a 50-50 JV. The numbers on the deal, we reckon we'll be at a 600k business within the first 24 months, which we're really excited about. We are looking to kick it off in 2 months' time. I thought it might kick off in 12 months' time. Lots and lots to be grateful for. I'm self-aware enough to recognise that it's because I did certain things in that meeting, it's because I did certain things before that meeting that went so well. Now, it's not all about me. Obviously, there are two of us in the meeting, etc. But my point is, if you can build that level of self-awareness, you can learn. So I learned quite a lot from last night. I learned how to enter into a negotiation for a potential joint venture better next time. Now, if I'd crashed and burned and it had taken half an hour and we hadn't reached an agreement and we were doing nothing together, then that would have been valuable as well. Because when I sat down to do my analysis, I would have thought to myself, that didn't go well. Why didn't it go well? I talked too much. I didn't give him enough respect. Whatever. So writing in a journal, just do it for a month. Try it for a month, every night for a month. And I promise you, your level of self-awareness will rise. Guys, if you've enjoyed this episode, please do click on the notification bell. Hit the subscribe button. Do share it with friends, family, if you think they'll benefit from this content. And until next time, happy investing.